sorry.
Chewing. Let me dispose of my chewing gum just
I
quickly.
think we're
In a moment.
We're live.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today for Hotel Social with APEC. We are really excited to be here today,
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
we're going to have a great time in the next hour doing some chatting.
Exactly. And we look forward to your questions. We hope that you have wonderful questions, difficult questions, good questions, and we have some prizes for that. We also look forward to your comments. So other than just questions, if you've got a comment to share or whatever it may be, feel free to share it with us. We will try and try and keep up with all the questions, look for some themes. And we will not be able to get to all the questions. We had more than 600, I think, from the China session. So for this one, I know that it will be pretty hectic trying to answer all your questions. So we'll try and give short answers and get through as many as we possibly can. So prizes. We have 4 cool prizes for you, and they're all going to be given out for the best questions, the most candid comments, whatever. And we will share it with you as we get through this. So Peggy,
Yes, are we ready?
Shall we just do a little bit of a warm up?
Let's do it.
Do you have a question for me?
I do have a question, Bart. I want to know how you spend your days off.
My days off, I love to go for breakfast to a small bakery that I really like in Hong Kong. I take the dogs for a walk. If it's nice weather, go for a little drive around Hong Kong Island. People have no idea how beautiful Hong Kong is.
Sure.
You've got beaches, you've got the city, and typically in the evenings meet with friends. Very relaxing, and I love to read. What about you?
That sounds really good. Well, I don't have much time off, but when I do have time off, I like to spend it with my kids, my boys who are 8 and 10, and my husband. And these days, they're playing a lot of sports. So I am soccer mom, baseball mom, and tennis mom.
So you spend a lot of time going from practice to practice
Driving,
to practice.
I'm a driver, and a sports mom.
Cool. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I saw recently A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, and woo, that was a great movie. It was.
Is it a romantic movie?
It is everything, actually. It's love. It's music. You just have to see it.
Great. One more question. Favorite food?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I just came from a pre-Thanksgiving lunch, having turkey,
Yes.
which you can't often find here, but the JW Marriott Hong Kong makes some amazing turkey,
That's
I have
delicious.
to say. But I generally like Italian food, actually.
Oh, good. A cheeky little pasta.
Yeah. Well, how about you? You're an F&B guy.
I love laksa. I like rice tafel, Indonesian. And having spent 3.5 years, super happy years in India, you can wake me up for a butter chicken and naan. All right, so let's see if we have any questions from the audience.
Yes, please send your questions in and feel free to ask us anything.
Well, the first one was actually, it's a good question, from JW Marriott Bangalore. How do you balance your time, and what is the secret of your time management?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Balance my time. I guess one of the keys I have is really about trying to be very present in the time that you're spending whatever you're doing when you're doing it, and to try to really plan and compartmentalize as a full-time mom and a full-time working mom. I have to be very diligent about what time I spend at work, what time I'm spending with my family.
Right. My secret is also compartmentalization. So 2 hours of email a day, an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. Short meetings, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. No notifications on my phone so that I can really be in the moment. I never look at my phone during the day. And yeah, that's about it. And then 11 o'clock, phone's off, and in the bedroom, just sleep. So that's my advice.
Great.
Okay,
I see a question here.
Okay,
Should I ask? I'm going to ask you this one first,
it.
all right? Then maybe we can both answer. But this question is from the Stones, Bali Autograph Collection Hotel. What's our strategy as a brand to stay competitive amongst other international chains?
Yeah. Well, I think you will hear a lot about loyalty. Next year, we will be launching our new loyalty program, which I think is absolutely essential to the future success of our company. Number two is we need to grow, continue to grow, and we need to make sure that our brands are strong and on strategy. Those are two things that I think from a company perspective. The third thing, and this is really the difference between us and any of our competitors, is our focus on you, our talent. And really, the Marriott culture needs to continue to be strong. We need to invest in learning and development for our associates. And to me, those are three things that absolutely matter as we look into the future.
I agree. I have nothing to add.
Great.
All right.
Question for you.
Yeah, ask me. Ask me anything.
What's your career advice for the millennial generation?
Ah, wow. Okay. Career advice for millennials. I would say maybe one of the things I think is most important is trying new things, being open to taking a risk, and it's when I look for people and I'm hiring them, it's more about attitude than it is competency in a specific skill set. And when people are excited and passionate about doing something or trying something, that's what does it for me.
Great.
How about you?
I look for people with ambition, realistic ambition, because at the end of the day, experience does matter a little bit. And I know that's not necessarily what millennials want to hear, but it helps if you've gone through a situation once or twice and are able to make decisions based on that. Attitude, ambition, business acumen. We're in a business, and we need to understand that there is a way to make money, and that's important. And I look for folks with people skills, because working for Marriott, that is critically important. We take care of our associates, and they take care of our guests.
Great point. Hey, Bart, here's a question for you. How do you implement take care in your own well-being?
This is my biggest opportunity. If I'm completely honest, I need to find a way to better balance my work and personal life. And it's probably too soon to start talking about New Year's resolutions, but if there is one thing I just need to do better, it is taking care of myself. One thing that is absolutely important for me is sleep. I have found that if I sleep 7 hours, 7.5 hours, I am much more productive and can focus a lot better than when I don't sleep.
I think this is one of the biggest challenges in our industry, particularly, right? Being a 24-hour operation and just having that kind of culture. But we all have to really focus on it. I have found too, I generally like to say I don't need a lot of sleep, but I think we all need sleep.
We do.
And I heard that sleep is actually the best way to lose weight if you have the right amount of sleep.
Yeah.
So it's
Great.
really important.
Himanshu from the Renaissance in Ahmedabad. How Marriott is planning to cope with AI? As in, how is Marriott making sure that jobs are not cut and people are not getting hampered? Well, I have a very strong opinion about this, and that is that I think there will be limited. First of all, AI, artificial intelligence, is a slightly overused term. It really is deep machine learning, and it's focused on analysis primarily. So AI, artificial intelligence, is actually not there yet. With regards to robotics, I think there will be a very limited application to our industry, and I genuinely hope that the hospitality industry, and particularly the hotels that we run, continue to offer warm, personalized service by individuals. So I honestly see very limited application today in our hotels primarily. That may be slightly different when we get to call centers or whatever, but I think for our hotels, we want to continue to be people's business.
Absolutely. I think people are our competitive advantage, as you said earlier, and we should be using AI and analytics and machine learning to figure out how to deliver service better.
Yeah. Peggy, there's a question from the JW Dongdaemun. I was in Seoul last weekend, actually. I had a lovely weekend in Seoul. Spent some time at the beautiful Rise Hotel and also at our newly renovated JW Marriott Seoul Bampo. Thank you, team there, for taking care of us. From the other JW Marriott, Dong the Moon, Peggy, what can we do to help our SPG Gold members continue to be happy? This came up this morning.
It did when we were in our performance review, because we know the SPG Golds feel a bit challenged in the new program, and so I think we all have to remember that all of our members are important, but particularly our elites at every level, and we want to make sure that they feel special. The most important thing that members tell us that impact their satisfaction is actually recognition at the end of the day. And so whatever, we can do to make that person feel like we know them and that it's a personalized experience, it can be customized.
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm.
I think loyalty is going to be our number one priority next year. We've over the years spent a lot of time thinking about training in the context of loyalty. We have to collectively do a better job recognizing the silvers, the golds, but also dialing up the personalized service for the platinums. And what we're going to be doing, and we will talk about it during the GM conference in March next year in Shanghai, but much before then, is a renewed focus on executing the loyalty mindset. And we need everybody's help to get us there. We have the first prize.
Ding, ding, ding. It's time. Are we ready?
We have a wonderful first prize, and it is the Fitbit Charge winner, and it is Seppi Balini, the sales manager of the Stones Legion Bali Autograph Collection Hotel. And congratulations.
Excellent. Let's see what other questions we have today. Here's a question from the WKL. Do we have a name for our new combined loyalty program? I guess I'll ask myself that question.
Why don't you answer that one, Peggy?
Yes, we do. We do have a new name, and it's under embargo right now. But we will be releasing the new name in Q1, and you will soon receive communications out to all the hotels about changing collateral, changing signage, changing branding everywhere in preparation for the launch in Q1. So stay tuned for that.
All right, so we have another question from Purnama Devi. She is a sales coordinator at the Stones Legion Bali. As you can see, I'm just looking to the right of the camera and I'm reading the question. As a continent leader, I've sort of given my answer to that. Maybe, Peggy, you give your answer to this question. As a continent leader, according to your point of view, what differentiates Marriott from other brands?
I guess versus other international chains, I mean, Marriott is clearly the largest international hotel company, 6,500 hotels worldwide. And I think that, our portfolio of brands runs across all price points, where a lot of international chains don't. They sort of focused in one place or the other. And at the end of the day, our culture, I think, is really different. In fact, this goes back 15 years ago, but when I was looking at entering this industry, I looked at a number of different companies, and by just talking to people, I could really get a sense of what the company philosophy is. And, this company is really special in the way that it was born, the history, the way that we run the company. It's, to me, this amazing place where it's very entrepreneurial, yet very large, and very established company. And I think that's unique. You can't create that kind of culture overnight.
What I think is most unique is the people that we all work with, our team members, and how we support each other, how we take care of each other, how we help each other, how we collaborate. I think that is unique in this business. I've worked for other hotel chains more than 17 years ago, because that's how long I've been with the company now. But it's just different working for Marriott.
I'm going to make sure you start getting more sleep.
And I love it. All right, a question from the Renaissance Mumbai. Bart, we see that you are getting fitter and younger by the day.
Wow.
What's the secret behind it? I'm getting old. I'm feeling very middle-aged, and I don't look that fabulous at all. But thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it.
I think you look pretty good on screen.
Oh, thanks. Renaissance Johor Bahru, Peggy, what has been the toughest part of the integration?
Oh, well, actually, I will say in my 15 years working at Marriott, the last couple years have been by far the hardest. And I think that has everything to do with the integration of our companies, bringing two teams, two cultures, systems together, loyalty platforms, and what we've taken on as an industry is pretty much unprecedented. But what I've been able to see us do is a huge testament to what our company is up for. So I think it's all been hard, to be honest. And it's the first time I think in a leadership position that I've had to use my gut a lot, right? I mean, what does it feel, what does the right thing to do feel like in my gut, and then just go with it, right? Because there hasn't been time to think that much about what we should do or could do or might do.
Yeah. I think the integration has been a wonderful team effort, primarily. I mean, if I just look at the way we've worked together, the support that we've had from change management, they've been on so many webinars, the integration team, the hotels, the readiness. We've gone through 3 waves now. We've got the 4th wave and the 5th wave ahead of us. And then hopefully on the 11th of December, all of this is behind us and we'll never talk about integration again. We're one company going forward, moving beyond the integration. But I think that it has been tough. We realize that it's been tough in the hotels, and we are very grateful for all the efforts from everybody who's contributed to this. What I like the most is the team spirit that we've seen in the hotels that had to cut over. So particularly in the SPG hotels, but also the celebrations in the MR hotels when we did Loyalty Day 1. So I've truly been, it's been exhausting, and it's been, I looked at the number of emails that I have about integration. It's like 1,800 or something in one box. And it's just amazing how much we've communicated. But it's been worth it. We're one company, we move forward, and I can't wait for 2019 to start.
Let me just echo what you said, and it's a huge shout out to all of you who have been preparing and getting us through the first 3 waves of the integration, and for those who are preparing for what's to come. But it's a heavy lift by everybody in the company, but it's heaviest by you all at the property. So thank you for everything that you're doing. So I've talked about a couple of times that I've been in the Marriott family here for 15 years. How long have you been with Marriott?
I have been with Marriott 17 years, and I started as food and beverage director at the JW Marriott Mumbai. And I've had 10 or 11 different jobs now, but yeah, and I worked in Thailand with Marriott, in India for 3.5 years, and obviously 2 years at the Ritz-Carlton headquarters, and then the rest of the time here in Hong Kong. What about you?
15 years, started at corporate headquarters, first in marketing, and I came in from GE, and after spending some time in Silicon Valley, I came to this industry and then fell in love with it, and been here. Well, I was in brand marketing, then brand management, then operations before I came to Asia, and I've now been here for 5 years and doing all kinds of things that you know.
Cool, great.
Yeah.
Fiona Pereira, hello Fiona. Sarah Lowe, Marketing Executive, Pier 1 Harbour. We have a fabulous New Year's Eve party. Everybody should come. What are your plans for New Year's Eve?
Wow. What a great invitation.
I'd love to go.
Maybe I'll go to Sydney.
Yeah, watch the fireworks, stand under Sydney Harbour Bridge. Wonderful. What are you going to do?
I don't know. We're actually contemplating having a dinner party on our roof. So, yeah, might be, maybe you all can come.
I am planning to have a cocktail reception.
Oh, okay.
/ potluck at our apartment with friends.
Invite me yet?
I haven't. No. And then I'm sort of thinking maybe at about 10:30 to go to a destination here in Hong Kong and have a party. And I hope everybody else who is not working and taking care of our guests has a good New Year's Eve too. Yogyakarta, how will you picture our company in 2020 onwards, especially in APAC?
Let me take that one.
Sure.
So I think we have in this part of the world particularly tremendous potential on many fronts. As you all know, we live in a part of the world where 61% of the world's population lives, and I think what's most exciting is that with the rise of the middle class, people in our part of the world are highly aspirational about travel, and they're looking for new experiences, which makes it a perfect time to be in our industry. Yep. So our company is evolving in general globally, but in Asia Pacific, we're testing and learning and trying all kinds of different things in every market, and we're going to be doing a lot more of that. So where our company lands in the future, I think it's open to be defined. I see us being more local,
Yep.
right? More relevant to younger generations, and who knows what we may be expanding into. It's really
Resorts,
open.
probably, right?
More leisure, more resorts, more middle, moderate tier,
Yeah.
right? We've just seen the tremendous growth in the Fairfield Inn brand.
We just signed 12 Fairfield hotels in Japan.
I know.
That's
I
really
know.
exciting.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I saw a question that I really would like to spend a little bit of time on, and that is, Bart, how do we encourage and assist our international transfers, like at the F&B manager level? And it's from Bharadwaj Sharma. Well, first of all, let me just explain to you that all jobs in our company get posted. That is number one. Two, we are an equal opportunity employer, and everybody has a fair chance at any opportunity that presents itself. Probably the one sort of restriction to that is the availability of visas in certain markets. So it's harder to get a visa today in Australia than it used to be a few years ago. It's becoming a little bit harder at the associate level to get a visa in markets like China. So depending on the visa situation in country, we take anybody who would like to work. And I see German people and Indian people walking around Shanghai. I see Italians in Bangkok. I see Indonesians walking around in Manila, etc., etc. So we really want to make sure that we offer equal opportunities to everybody. All jobs get posted. With a little bit of help from your boss if your GM could send a note to a GM in another hotel and say, listen, person X really wants to work in your hotel, he's applied for this particular job, or she's applied for that particular job, then we, that may help. But if you can be anything you want to be working for this organization, and we see wonderful examples of folks that start in the kitchen and become general managers, start in housekeeping and become resident managers, etc., etc. So it's all about your ambition, a little bit at the right place at the right time, and pursuing your dreams. That's what I would say about that.
I saw another question that was right after that around career growth, and especially for people who are just starting in the industry, right? What's the best advice? And I think we talked a little bit about this, but really understanding the business, I think, is core, and getting that operations experience at the hotel, right? Being as close to the customer as you can to understand how customers think and feel and behave. That kind of knowledge will last you for a long time in a career in our industry. And I think if there's anything I would have done differently in my career, would have been to start in the hotels.
Yeah, and try to be the best at what you can be, right? At the end of the day, we promote our best leaders, and that is so you need, and it's pretty competitive, right? There's a lot of people out there who want to become GMs, want to get to an area position. So do your very, very best, and make sure that you are the best that you can be.
I think there's a good question here about what is your best memory at the JW Marriott Mumbai Juhu? And I've heard a lot of stories, so I want to know.
It has to be about Enigma, that crazy nightclub. Standing in Enigma, the associates there, the security people told me not to come to the entrance because everybody wanted to get in, and we had literally queues, sometimes 100, 150 people standing outside the door of that place. Some of the shows that we put on, I'm not sure if I would put them on again, considering the availability of social media, but Enigma is one, but two, the amazing team that we built to open that hotel. Many of them of that team are still with the company in really senior jobs. I will never forget the energy working in India. Love it. We are on to a prize talking about India. Himanshu Tomar from the Renaissance Ahmedabad. You won a iPad Mini. iPad Mini 4, you're the winner. And you win that award for your high engagement and your great questions.
Hey Bart, there's a topic we haven't really talked about much, and I saw a few questions in here about that, but we haven't really talked about food and beverage beyond what you and I like to eat, but that's going to be a huge focus. It has been this year, continues to be, and I think I'd love to ask everyone out there to really dial into that more in partnership with us as we think about how do we really grow food and beverage revenue. We're making that a bigger part of our loyalty program next year, and we really want to cultivate passion around this area and see if we can grow the business. So please feel free to ask your questions if you have any on this topic. And any thoughts, any comments?
Yeah, so our strategy is obviously to be the favorite destinations where locals like to meet, eat, and drink. We are doing a great job in many hotels. We have opportunities in other hotels. I think we've got an opportunity to drive more restaurant occupancy, to encourage more guests to come and dine in our restaurants. You mentioned, I think it's about 38% of our total sales today is food and beverage. A very, very large number of our 150,000 associates in Asia Pacific work in food and beverage. We've done a great job, I think, partnering with sales and marketing this year. And also we see that at the hotels where food and beverage directors of sales and marketing, Marcom managers are getting together to be really creative about enticing customers to come and dine with us. The chefs have done a wonderful job improving the food quality this year. The food quality scores on guest voice are climbing and climbing and climbing, and I'm extremely proud of all of those chefs who deliver that every day. So there's a real momentum, I believe, around food and beverage. One of the things that we're going to be talking to you all about is the top 50 restaurants and bars in Asia Pacific that we will be launching soon, and we hope to obviously create energy around that. But we have more than 2,600 restaurants in Asia Pacific, and we have some fantastic restaurants and bars, and we want to create awareness within the associates, but also with our guests, obviously.
I saw somebody earlier already ask if they could be in the top 50, so they must know about that already.
If you and your restaurant are good enough, you may be able to be
send us your pitch.
Absolutely.
No, but I do want to give a shout out. F&B, we know, is a very local business, and so we've seen a lot of creativity across markets in this area this year. We want to encourage that. A huge shout out to Thailand for their M Live market that they've been conducting over the last couple of weeks. Really great execution of bringing hotels and chefs together to highlight signature dishes, and you guys have been really thoughtful about the digital component, like how do we enroll members into Members Dine More program, and then how do we really have their data so we can target them afterwards. That's what it's all about. So thank you, Thailand, for the great work.
Great. I see a question there. How do you define passion?
Woo, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one. I'm sort of struggling with that one.
I would say passion really comes from within, right? There's an authentic, if I were to think about my own, the way I would think about, like, how to identify passion in myself, it's when I have this natural energy around something. I don't have to think very much about it, and I just want to do it, right? And then it expresses itself in a way through people when they are excited and happy and they're like really good at what they do. That's when you know that they're passionate about it.
Right. Good. Let's see. What's the next upcoming digital world innovation from Marriott International Park and Mobile Check-in?
Well, there's a lot we're making a lot of investments in this space, and actually we're partnering with a lot of the digital partners in our different markets, particularly China, Southeast Asia, Japan, because we see a lot of innovation coming from what we call these big digital empires, from the likes of Rakuten and Grab and Didi. And I believe that it only helps us localize more if we learn from some of these digital players. So most of these companies, predominantly, they've hired engineers, programmers, right? A lot of people with the where their expertise is digital and data. And I think if we combine that with our expertise, which is really hospitality and delivering service, like that's where you get a powerful combination.
Great. Let's see, what else have we got? From the Renaissance Bali. Peggy, what's your secret of always being on top of your performance on a daily basis?
Oh, wow. I think and this is something I think all as a leadership team that Craig and all of us are very passionate about, but it is about focus and prioritization,
Yeah.
right? And you all know about our scorecards. Hopefully you've seen them. Hopefully you're living your career lives by them. But being really focused, like in my team, we have 6 priorities for the year, right? And I prioritize every day the meetings I go to, the conversations I have around those 6 priorities, because you could get distracted by so many things in the world.
Prioritization, less is more. What's the 20 that gets you the 80? Those are the questions that I sort of ask my team. Short meetings, don't let briefings go on and on. Short PowerPoint presentations, 1-pager is preferred, a 3-pager maximum. We don't have time to go through pages and pages and pages of PowerPoint. And just a little bit of discipline like that is extraordinarily important. There is a lot going on, and I think, as I said before, sleep helps. Having a decent memory also helps, and have the discipline to pre-read documents that are sent to us. Always be prepared before you go into a meeting is something that saves the whole team time, and that helps us sort of stay on top of everything that we're doing, which is quite a lot actually.
It is. Some questions about loyalty and what's to come next year. As you mentioned, loyalty will be a big focus, and as someone asked, we will be launching the new loyalty name next year, but it's really more than a name, right? It's a new platform for loyalty marketing, and the idea of it is that our 120 members around the world will be able to engage with us, not just in hotel stays, but in experiences. And so we want to use this platform as a way to talk about experiences, whether it be staying in our hotels, going to our amazing resorts, or experiencing some money you can't buy experiences. And we have 4 different categories of those things: music, culinary, sports, and we'll be focused on family in Asia Pacific. And so we are really dialing up members dine more in the culinary area. We're dialing up more focus on family, so you'll hear more about what we're doing in that space. We've got a music partnership. We're going to bring more concerts across Asia Pacific. So there's a lot to be excited about and a lot to think about. I think for all hotels out there, you guys can be thinking about what unique experiences can I create in my hotel that could be a moment that I could offer customers in terms of redeeming their points. So stay tuned for more.
Yeah, and loyalty will really be at the heart of everything we do next year. And we just need to collectively get ready for that. Super exciting times. There's also going to be a couple of very intriguing partnerships that may be announced in the not too distant future. So stay tuned for more. I have a third prize to give away.
Oh, great.
We have a Bose SoundLink portable speaker winner, and the winner is Sari from the Hermitage Jakarta for the most creative question.
Congratulations!
I want to go to Lydia Sue's answer. The Singapore. Sorry for mispronouncing your surname, Lydia. I apologize for that. Marriott is already the largest hospitality company in the world. What's next? Let me answer that one. We may be the largest, but I think it is very, very important for us to be humble about that. And large by itself means nothing. What we need to strive for collectively is to be the undisputed best hospitality company in the world. And that means that we take care of our guests, that we deliver amazing returns for our owners, that we grow our portfolio, that we have brands that are on strategy, that we have the world's best loyalty program, that we take care of our talent, and that we offer people career opportunities to grow with us. That is what the best hotel company would look like, and that's what we all need to strive for. So that's my answer.
I see a question about community service and what that means at Marriott International, and I like this question because I think it's also at the heart of the culture of our company. So our company is even as a hotel company, built to be a company that serves others, right? And just the way that our business is built, we serve others in the community by not only providing opportunities for owners to build our hotels, but for associates to work in our hotels. But it is a real passion point of our founder and Mr. Marriott and our CEO to be in our communities and supporting them even beyond just having a business there. And so our business councils, as you all know, take the initiative to be involved in anything they want to do locally, and they decide that. As a company, we have a number of pillars where we're focused on sustainability, women in leadership, education. I think and the Marriott Foundation supports a lot of these areas. In Asia Pacific, one of the areas I'm very passionate about and involved in is education around women. So we have Craig and myself are both very supportive of the board. The Asian University for Women, it's a school where it's in Bangladesh, and women who are from emerging markets have the opportunity to be first in their family to get a college education, a university education. And we fund scholarships for them. We provide mentorship, we provide internships and jobs for these women. And it's amazing to see the transformation. They start, maybe they came from a garment factory or a place where they never thought they would get to go to school, and they come out graduated and are ready to change the world. And it's one of the most inspiring things I've been involved in.
Yeah.
But everyone has a choice, and this company kind of get involved in the way they want to, and I love that spirit in our company.
Serve our world. I saw a question that I'd like to answer, and that's a question from the Ritz-Carlton Bangalore, I think, going down maybe. A project that I feel passionate about or something. Where's the question? Yeah, from Nandita Vora. Nandita asked the question, the Ritz-Carlton Bangalore, please share one project assignment that you undertook which is closest to your heart and the results it yielded. Well, one of the projects that I've been working on with the team and spent a lot of time on over the last 2 to 3 months is Sheraton. Sheraton is an extraordinarily important brand for us. We have 130 Sheraton hotels in Asia Pacific, and it was a brand that needed some love. And we've come up with fantastic new guest room design, and the public space design direction that we've developed. We've developed 2 options plus the club lounge experience. I really think is work that I am proud of. And I think it will help us as we take the next step on the journey for the all-important Sheraton brand. The decks are ready. I've talked about it with the general managers already. If anybody needs to renovate a Sheraton hotel, please get in touch with me. We'd be delighted to share it with you, and that we can all work together to make sure that our Sheraton brand is strong moving into the future.
I think you guys did a fantastic work on the design of the future Sheraton, and the positioning is really about being the world's gathering place. And I love it because it's moving against the trend of bringing more locals into the community, and our hotels being the hub for that. We just had an event last week in Sydney, really promoting and featuring Sheraton on the park as a key proof point of the future positioning of Sheraton, and it was really, really well attended. And what's cool is the customers are really they like our new positioning. It's resonating with them, and we're excited to bring that to all Sheratons across Asia Pacific. And it is our largest brand here.
It is, and it's all about inclusion, the community being at the heart of the community, the world's gathering place. I really love the positioning, and we're going to do big and great things with the Sheraton brand. Hey Bart and Peggy, a question from Sandeep Singh. If not hotels, what would have been your alternative career choice? I've never asked you that question. What is that?
Well, that's pretty tough knowing that, when I found this industry, I really thought I'll be here for life because it is that much fun. And in this industry, there are so many other industries wrapped inside. It almost seems like working anywhere else would never be enough, right? Here you get access to working in food and beverage and design and real estate and customer service. So many other companies are just one industry, and we're kind of everything. So I don't have another place to go.
Whenever I get asked that question, I have to think deeply. So I started my career, for those of you who don't know it, I started my career after hotel school in Holland. I'm from a small village in the north of Holland. I started my career in stewarding. So I spent the first 3 years in stewarding supervisor and then stewarding manager. And then the rest of the career has been in operations, food and beverage and operations. And I love it. I am the luckiest person in the world. I really feel extraordinarily lucky to be in this position and work for this organization and work with all of you to make a difference when it comes to the hospitality space. If I didn't work in this industry, I think I'd love to be either an interior designer or an architect.
Not very revealing.
All right, what else? Coaching Marriott, Jimmy, right? Market manager at Coaching Marriott. Coaching Marriott went through some tough times this year with the floods. I hope you guys are all okay. I hope your families are okay. What is the biggest challenge facing leaders today, Peggy?
Feels like we have a challenge every day, a different one every day. But I would say for us, in leading this company today, I would say two things come top of mind. One is talent. Right? How do we get the right talent, the best talent, keep people trained, interested, motivated in building their careers within Marriott? The second, I would say, has come more recently, and it is crisis management, right? And we've experienced a couple things this year because we are larger, because we're in a more maybe volatile environment globally. There are a lot of things that we have to be prepared for, everything from data breach to, natural disasters, all kinds of things. And I think as a leader, as you know, we went through a simulation this week just to pretend and to figure out what we would do in the case of a crisis. And I think we all, as leaders in our company, need to be eyes and ears, but also be prepared for acting.
Agreed. Saddam Hussein, graphic designer from the Fairfield by Marriott Bali. I have another question. What is the most important lesson you've learned in this big company? We have the pleasure of presenting our results to Mr. Marriott and Arnie Sørensen and their leadership team once a quarter. And Mr. Marriott sits there, he's obviously 80 plus years old, and what I have deep respect for is his engagement, his knowledge of the brief, the questions he asks. He always asks about people. He will ask Regan, do we have enough leaders to run these hotels? Are we spending enough money on training? Are we investing enough in our associates? And that is one of the things that I value the most.
Excellent. I think I was thinking about this question as you were talking, and one of the biggest lessons I've learned here is that, and because it's a big company, there are tremendous opportunities within our company all around the world. And the people who really gain from that are the ones who can sort of just think about taking that responsibility into their hands and saying, what do I want to do with it, right? Because you really can go anywhere if you want to, but it is really up to you to kind of figure it out, right? To network, to talk to people, to ask questions, to express what you want to do in the organization, and it's one that really wants to help you fulfill your wishes if they're there.
Yeah. And the clearer you are about what it is that you're looking for, the better. So folks that have a destination ahead of them as they think about their careers and have thought about what it is that they want to do to contribute to the company, it is much easier for folks in leadership positions to help them if they are quite specific about what it is that they may want to pursue. So that's maybe a little tip for you. Now, a little bit of engagement. Time to engage the audience around the all-important concept of Be Our Future. So we would love to hear from you what it means to you when we talk about Be Our Future. So we have some initial comments already, and one of them is working together towards a mutual goal. By Tao who's a sales coordinator at the Sheraton in Hanoi. Trust to be part of the future with Marriott. It also means bigger responsibility and growth with the company. Teresa Patmadevi, the e-commerce manager of the Courtyard by Marriott Nusa Dua. Be part of the most successful and largest hotel company and grow with it. From Apirom Pakiraka, Director of Restaurants and Bars at the Rayon Marriott.
So send your thoughts. What does Be Our Future mean to you?
Yes.
We'd love to hear from you. So send them all in. Send them on in.
Please. In the meantime, I have a few that were sent in earlier. From Mohammed Alim, Director of Human Resources at the St. Regis in the Maldives. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. Be part of the change process to create a better future for all. And then we've got Kalpana, Human Resources Manager at the Ritz-Carlton Kuala Lumpur. Hello, Malaysia. To continue and develop our journey with Marriott International. Learn and grow together. Exactly. Great.
Excel with the company in our individual roles. That's a great one. Working on ourselves to be future leaders. Any ideas on how to compete? That's a question. Be Our Future is being a GM in Marriott.
Yes,
I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great.
Well, speaking of that, so we have 700 hotels now, almost, right? We will have opened 80 hotels this year. That's pretty unbelievable. We have more than 600 hotels in the pipeline. We need 132,000 associates to join our company within the next 3 years, which is a staggering number. So if you have friends who want to come and work with us, please let us know. Great people always know great people. So the chances of you becoming a GM in an organization that by 2020 will have 1,000 hotels is obviously a pretty... is a good chance, right? Because we have so many hotels.
A couple more. We grow too.
Sheraton Hyde Park. What is it? Be the best. What is it? Yeah. Well, something like this.
We grow together, be together. You know what I love about some of these answers, and it reminds me that we're all building the culture together for the future. And so everything you're doing as a leader in your organization or in your job is helping to define the culture of Marriott for someone else, right? For the people you're working with or for the customers. And so remember that in your day-to-day, and remember that you're the ones helping us to define who we are in the future.
Is it time for that last prize?
Is it? Do we have one more prize? Let's see. What is it?
Go for it.
The final grand prize giveaway is,
Ta-da!
here's a picture.
I have a
Apple Watch
Look at it.
Series 4.
Beautiful.
Ooh, it's pretty.
I want one.
The winner, Son Nguyen, Beverage Manager at Le Méridien, Bangkok, for submitting Be Our Future, means initiating best practices in your area to inspire others to improve how we all take care of associates,
Beautiful.
guests, and business.
Wow.
We love it. Thank you, Son.
Very good. All right, I think, Peggy, what else do you, is there anything else that you wanted to just sort of share? Are we good?
That might be a wrap. But
this was fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you all for being so engaged. We've been watching your questions and comments, and we can barely keep up with them because there's so many. So thank you. This has been really fun for us, too.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything you do every day. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you on our travels in one of your hotels. And as always, if you have any issue or you want to share anything with us, don't hesitate to reach out to either of us by email or in any other way that you want to. It's a joy to have been with you, and thank you very much. And I think there is a poll,
yes,
right? Yeah.
At the end of this, we have a poll. We'd love for you to fill it out to let us know what was good, what is bad, should we do it again? And if you say yes, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.